And that brings us on to our game 2. JANVYLAM, who we saw having a draw earlier, up against SARGE. Now, both these guys, of course, tied, which makes this game even more important for them going forward. You know, you can get a big edge at this stage going into round number 2 of round robin. Obviously, only 3 rounds to be played. So this is the time where you have to say, okay, I've played my draw out, I've got myself comfortable, now's the time to score some goals.
Yeah, I think with Sarge in particular, he is great at passing, and the way he set up his first goal was evidence of that. Did a really good job, split the defense in the middle of the field, and then Messi, 1 touch, 2 touch, hit the back of the net. If he can do more of that, then I think he's going to find himself in the knockout rounds. But that's a tough challenge because he's got a competitor who knows how to get out and get a result.
Yeah, JANVYLAM, you know, experienced player in himself. In fact, both of these really are obviously seeing them both in Sydney, and I think that's a great story for us all, really. If you know, a lot of players that we saw in Sydney didn't make it to Berlin. It's tough in the end. Only one player, of course, from each division will make it through there.
And I'll say
they've
this.
got the experience.
Yeah,
now.
I agree with you, and I'm going to further your statement by saying they look visibly nervous in Sydney. And now when I see them walking around, they look like old pros. They've done this before. They knew what they were walking into. They know what the setup looks like. And when you have that visualization, I think it helps you relax once you sit down and play. So I think these guys, again, are in a good spot to do some damage throughout this tournament.
Well, it looks like we are going to be getting things on the way once again. JANVYLAM, 1989 against SARGE, FIFA. This one, as we've said, is a bit of a make or break game as we come through into round number 2 here in the group stages. And let's have a look at the setups here. Obviously, we are going to be seeing those quick switch arounds at the start of things. Or actually not, because they're going to reload the game by the looks of it. I think someone had to pick the wrong squad there.
Can we talk about it? Is there a rage quit? Did we already get a rage quit before everything started? Everybody's just upset. No, I understand how it goes sometimes. But it looked like he was going to set up in a 4-3-1-2, which is his preferred format, preferred formation. So, but you're right. It's the chemistry stuff at the beginning, always important. And it's funny how pivotal that is. Just the little things about how one player plays with another. And I really like that part of the game in general.
Yeah, I absolutely feel that that is one of the biggest parts, if not the biggest part, actually, of Ultimate Team. And, you know, one person that knows his stuff, or at least I've heard he does, about chemistry and all that stuff. I was more of a physics guy myself. But Spencer, tell us a little bit more about chemistry and how it works in Ultimate Team.
Certainly. Welcome to the lab. This is the chemistry professor area. We do a lot of experiments. No, the chemistry is important, right? You're talking about it there. It's pretty much the lifeblood of FIFA Ultimate Team. You need to have good connections, good chemistry with the players around you. So that can be done a number of ways. That can be done by having a player next to another player who plays in the same league as them, plays in the same team as them, or is from the same nationality. They're the 3 main factors. But talk about it more broadly, Chu. How important do you think it is to go into a game with good chemistry? You can have 100 chemistry, which means everything's on point and good, or you can have a much, much lower amount. How much is it going to hurt you if you don't have good chemistry?
Well, it's very important to have good chemistry because you might notice some different behaviors in your players if you don't get 100 chemistry. Sometimes their passes might be off. The shots might not go off as well as you like. We talked about Team of the Year Suarez. Hey, maybe if you don't go with 100 chemistry and Suarez is on 6 chemistry, he might not make those pivotal finishes. So in a competition like this, you got to go in with 100 chemistry or nothing.
Yeah, it basically allows you to get the most out of your player. And Chu touched on it there. You've got team chemistry, which can be up to 100, and you've got player chemistry, which can be anything from 0 to 10. You want everyone on 100, everyone on 10, maxed out. That's how you're going to get the best results. Back to Joe and D-Man. Oh, it's actually Jimmy, isn't it?
Jimmy, yeah.
Joe and Jimmy, JJ.
Handsome D-Man.
Clearly the chemistry between us is not quite there just yet.
We got to get our chemistry up.
We need to work on that one. But yes, welcome back, and we are going to dive into our next game. As you've mentioned, this group here is all tied. Everyone got a draw in that first round, and this one, of course, is JANVYLAM versus SARGE. And JANVYLAM playing in the red from left to right now. And he's the one with the early possession. See that? Bit of a view on the hands. And this is something I think everyone's been appreciating, you know, just being able to see how your style at home is maybe different to what these guys are using.
Yeah, I love the hand cam. I think it's great. And again, it actually makes me feel like I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm playing because they touch the button so fast. It's pretty incredible. But I like the patience here from JANVYLAM. I think he's doing a good job of trying to split the defense.
Oh, SARGE here getting one through. Pogba, oh, it's a simple tap in. The 1-2 there. He's worked it perfectly, showing a lot of patience. Found himself the space as well. And you can see JANVYLAM wondering what's really hit him there. Very, very early goal to get this one off. 8 minutes into game. That is really a quick one.
I feel like I jinxed him. I was just talking about something positive that he did. And it's a little breakdown in defense. Good finish by Sarge. Good composure in the box. Tuck it away. It's still a lot of game left to play. And JANVYLAM's shown that he can fight back and get back into a game.
Absolutely. Let's see if he can do that now from the kickoff. Oh, that's certainly a foul. Advantage going to be called, though. He decides to keep a hold of the ball. Nice little 1-2 there with Messi off the left. Oh, he's hit the post. And we talked about Messi a lot in Sydney because, you know, when we looked at our European regionals, these players were playing very much on a percentages, trying to get the best chance possible for them. When we moved to Sydney, we were seeing these guys shooting from everywhere, and that was a similar one right there.
Nah, it was a great shot. Good position to try it. Messi found some space, and just unfortunate not to have this game tied 1-1.
Bit of a chance here as well. Ronaldo and Bale inside of the box eventually will fall away from them, and Sarge really starting off strongly. 15 minutes gone, he's already put one in the back of the net. He's now had another chance as well, and he's still got possession of things. It's Kante just trying to slip it on through. It was intercepted by his opposition's Kante, and now Messi will charge on forward. Kante sliding back for a little 1-2, and Messi, is he going to hit another one? No, he slides it to Suarez, who takes it on the left, but Butland holds it off nicely.
It would have been unfortunate if Sarge gives up a goal there. I thought he tried to force a pass, and that led to a counterattack. So for him to get punished for that would have been very good on JANVYLAM's side, but to be a head scratcher a little bit for Sarge, and he's got to be patient. If there's a chance to hit a good pass, find some space, then take it. You don't always have to force it just to force it and try to do something cool.
Corner going to be knocked straight in, and, well, headed defensively away, so gets himself another chance at this. Will he take it short this time? No, he won't. He goes to the front post, Suarez, and he flashes by. There was no one there to convert it, and it's actually hit the corner flag there, I think, on its way out for the throw-in.
Yeah, great corner kick there. Good near post run by Suarez. Like you said, unlucky that somebody's not in the back post, crashing it. That's where I made my hay back in the day. Yeah.
So always the opportunist. Here we go, Ronaldo. Nice bit of fancy footwork, skips past another one, goes for the shot actually. I think he could have pulled it back. There's a penalty here though. The referee's seen something dodgy, and Ramos looks at him in disbelief there, I think. Let's have another look.
I feel like I've seen that look from Sergio Ramos in real life. Here we go.
Let's see, opposition Ramos. Actually, I think he's going to change this one out. Will be Ronaldo.
I love the deep breath before he decides to strike the ball.
Where's he going? Oh, bottom left, and keeper's guess right on that one, but he was just over the top of it. We're going to see it again, and you see, he was so close to that one.
JANVYLAM's got to feel hard done at that point. Sarge has got to feel lucky. Does he deserve to be up 2-0 at this point? Probably not, but he's definitely the guy that's been in more control of this game.
Absolutely has, and 26 minutes gone in game only of this one, and already he sees himself 2-0 up. And of course, FIFA Ultimate Team Championship Series is brought to you by Mr. Speakers, and you can go visit them at mrspeakers.com. And chance here possibly for Sarge to make it 3, and he's not messing around, and you have to say the chances he's been given him, he's been converting so far.
There's no question. I think this is a pivotal time in the game for both players because JANVYLAM needs to figure out a way just to settle, okay? Just maybe even get to half. If it's 2-1, great. But if even if it's 2-0, don't let this get any worse. Whereas Sarge needs to step on his throat. Can he get that third goal? Can he kill this game off? And now start to almost prepare mentally for the third game, knowing he's got all 3 points in this one.
And the scary thing is, you know, you lose 2-0 or 5-0, and you might say, well, I lost anyway. But actually, when the groups are this close, goal difference could actually play a fairly big part of this one. And that'd be the worst way to go out. I think if you lose all your games, fair enough, you're out. But going out on goal difference is not something that anyone wants.
No, that would be a terrible feeling. And for all the hard work that you put into getting to this point, that'd be a really hard way to go out.
There's a chance for JANVYLAM to come forward, but in the end, the defense of Sarge is holding on strong. That pass, not exactly great, and now a chance again. Suarez going to turn once, tries to get the pass off, but it just clattered, I think, off the ankle of one of those fullbacks there. And now Messi, on the other end of the pitch, slide it through to Ronaldo. He's got 2 men to beat, plays it back to Bale, and shoots. Smalling, though, gets in the way. And it's another corner for Sarge.
Good play there by Sarge to create that opportunity. I thought JANVYLAM did well. He had 3 guys up and around the ball, but committed too many guys to the ball as opposed to following the runners, and that led to a corner kick.
I don't know, he's managed to get back control of the ball here, but he does have Kante and Ronaldo on the edge of the box, and he couldn't quite get past his last man. But again, sloppy passing from JANVYLAM. Is this a sign of him showing some nerves? 2-0 down and a chance to make it 3. That's a great ball through. I think Messi actually blocked that one. Bale, though, with the right foot. And this time, De Gea, after conceding what was a close to be saved penalty, make sure their hands are safe this time around. It remains 2-0 as we approach half-time.
What I love about what Sarge is doing on that throw from the goalkeeper, his guys are the first to the ball. Keeps the pressure on JANVYLAM. And that's, whether in real life or in this game, it's so hard as the opponent when you feel like you're under pressure all the time. And I think Sarge has done an excellent job this first half of keeping that pressure up and high on JANVYLAM. Throughout this whole thing, he can't breathe. Every time he's got a chance to make a pass, there's always somebody right up above him.
No chance for him to settle down and even have a chance to play his own game, you know. There's Ronaldo here on this bottom side. 3 minutes to be added on. And maybe a chance just before the stroke of half-time with Messi into Suarez. Can he beat the last man? He can, and he's going to hit the post. Wow, that was so close to be number 3.
And honestly, I think that makes up for the penalty, because the penalty should have been saved. So 2-0, I feel like, is the fair result throughout this first half. And JANVYLAM's got to find a way to get back into this game. He's got to make some adjustments. He's seen now what Sarge is going to do. If I'm Sarge, there's nothing to change. I don't really need to change just to be ready for what JANVYLAM's going to bring back to the table.
And that's the question, is where JANVYLAM really changes. As we mentioned, he didn't really have any breathing space at all. He didn't have time to play his own game. And I think, as you said, a fair result at half-time. 2-0 down. JANVYLAM, it's obvious that something does have to change there. The question is just what at this point for him.
Yeah, and at what point do you push? Because as you said with the goal difference, you don't want to push too early and then get exposed going the other way.
Well, let's have another look at these goals. The first one, a nice little bit of 1-2 here between Messi and Pogba. And in the end, the finish was just that nice little side-footed, slotted off into the dab. Goal number 2, obviously, was a penalty. Yeah,
it was a penalty. Sergio Ramos, known for that in real life as well. But maybe the goalkeeper should have saved that. It's unfortunate that he didn't, but there was an opportunity there at the end of the game, or at the end of the half, excuse me, where he maybe should have scored that one. But 2-0 is the fair result. And again, JANVYLAM just needs to figure out a way to get back in this, because if he can score a goal early in the second half, it puts a lot of pressure on Sarge, where he's going to start to get, oh man, the momentum has changed. And you don't want that one when you can sense it that the momentum has changed.
Well, he certainly needs to change something. The question, though, is just what? Spencer, got any ideas?
Well, I've been watching another game, guys. I've been watching a game between Baby Justin Law and Infamous Shadow. Okay.
Great name.
Again, fantastic names. I love a good name. Now, there's 2 goals in this game so far. It's half-time as we left it, and it was 2-0 to Baby Justin Law. But we want to talk about both goals for different reasons. Okay. First goal. Now, our job today is really to talk to you about the best moments that you guys might not have seen live on the stream. But this is probably one of the worst moments. Is if you're conceding this goal, you're not going to be happy. Okay. Ball comes in. It's very scrappy from the corner. Who's there at the back stick to turn it in? It's Chris Smalling. I know you're a big fan of Chris Smalling, Chew. Obviously, traditionally a defender, but he's got a goal there. At the other end of the spectrum, though, this is a nicely taken goal by Lionel Messi. Little double tap finish, driven in the corner. That's something that's really important this year, right? The double tap, making sure it stays low, keeper can't get there.
Exactly. That is the best way to finish in FIFA 17. You need to double tap across the face of the goal. Make sure that you have a player where his strong foot is on the same side he's playing. So if you have a left-footed player like Messi, you want to put him on the left so he shoots across the face of goal. Same thing on the right. Right-sided player, right-foot player shoots across the face of goal. Double tap, 45-degree angle. That's it.
There you go. Lovely finishing there from Lionel Messi. And Chris Smalling doing well also. Back to you guys now. More FIFA coming up. More goals, I'm sure.
How to score one-on-one there from Chewboy.
I love the tutorial.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong on that front, and the fact is now we need to see some of that in this game because Sarge currently leading 2-0. He's been the man with all the possession. He's been pressuring constantly. There has to come goals from the other side.
Yeah, there does. And he has to make some decisions about what he's going to do, if he's going to make any substitutions, if he's going to start to press and play higher up the field. I think at this point, you need to play in the attacking half as much as possible. He did a lot of defending, seemed like he was chasing, reacting a lot, and now at some point, he's going to have to anticipate and just put his best foot forward and go for it, right? You have to take a risk at some point. You don't want to leave this tournament going, well, I didn't take any risks. I didn't take any chances. You don't want that either. So as much as you are afraid of the goal difference and maybe getting punished and getting spanked in front of everybody that's watching. At the same time, you don't want to not throw everything out there and put your best foot forward.
Yeah, I don't want to make sure that you regret anything, really, if
That's
you get knocked out. We're going to find out, though, how this one all develops. It is, of course, Sarge winning 2-0 currently over JANVYLAM. And we've seen a couple of little subs coming in there. I think Nangolan coming on. Didn't quite see for who there in the last second, but we'll figure that one out in a moment. So obviously, we kick this one off with JANVYLAM in red, playing now right to left. Sarge, the current leader, left to right in white. And you see there the shots. That just tells the whole story of this game. 10-2. But a decent little start here for JANVYLAM, and of course the curse. As soon as I say that, he loses possession.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything early because the last time I did that, Sarge scored against him.
So, Sarge now back in possession. Kante trying to belt it through. That's 2 great interceptions in a row from Modric, and now the chance to break. He's got Ronaldo to his left. Can he find the space? And he tries to get it through, but Smalling already read that one. And now the chance for the counter.
It's one of those where, do you force it in that moment? You're trying to get back into this game, but at the same time, if you can maintain some possession in and around his box, it's still going to put him under some pressure as well. And if you're going to force those passes and they get easily cut out, you just can't get that momentum back.
This time he does collect the ball without a real chance coming in for Sarge. There's Nangolan, who we talked about, came on at half-time. Changes needed for JANVYLAM, and that's what he's gone for. Nice little through ball here. Nangolan, well, the pass just wasn't there. Kyle Walker reading it perfectly.
It's unfortunate. I didn't want JANVYLAM to prove my point, but that's one of them where he's maybe trying to force the pass too much. He's trying to go for it. If there's space and you're 1v1, I see you go right at him.
And that's the other golden rule, right? If you have possession, your opponent can't score. And that's something that JANVYLAM needs to avoid now. However, Sarge again coming forward. Finally, ball falls away from him. And a chance for him to move forward. And that's the question. When do you pull the trigger? And when do you keep hold of possession? This time he's lost out again. Now Kante has both Messi and Ronaldo. Messi going to take the shot, but it was fairly central for De Gea.
A great save by De Gea. Good little counter-attack from Sarge. I feel like he's been beating him in a lot of different areas, whether it's possession, whether it's counter-attacking, playing better defense. I'm really liking Sarge in this tournament.
Good little start for him after that initial group draw. There's a nice turn from Messi on the right as well, and just a bit too much power. Sends it over the bar.
You got to keep your expectations based in reality if he's on his right foot.
Absolutely. And they get possession almost instantly back for it here. And you can see, nice little passing play. Keep a hold of the ball. Messi and Ronaldo there just hooking up. Messi surrounded by almost 3 men every time he gets the ball. Now Ronaldo tries to turn. Nangolan is there, and actually that's going to be a free kick coming in, and a dangerous position in all honesty.
He's got both corners to shoot, so he's going to switch into Leo Messi, Suarez, Pogba, a lot of options here. Ooh, great save by De Gea.
That was close. Had a man at the front post there as well, so they could get rid of it quickly. Don't want those rebounds falling to any of those strikers, but it remains 2-0 as we hit the 70-minute mark here shortly. And Sarge looking good for the 3 points.
I'm continually impressed by Sarge and his defense, specifically when JANVYLAM tries to maintain some possession in the middle of the field. How good he is at swarming the ball and then winning the ball back. And JANVYLAM can't get anything going, can't get any passes strung together to get a rhythm. And I think Sarge is really doing it right and playing very well.
Now he's on the attack again. Got a lot of space for Bale on this top side. Gonna have to get past Valencia here. In that right back position for JANVYLAM. In the end, we'll feed off to towards Pogba.
So this is it. This is it for JANVYLAM. There's 15 minutes left in the game. He has to go chase it. You lose 2-0, 3-0. I know he's still got a chance with 1 point through the group that he could get through, and goal difference could make a difference. But you want to get after that. You just want to watch Sarge play possession the whole time and kill this game off.
Absolutely, and that's what he's seemingly doing right now. With Walker, we'll call it
There
for
we
offside.
go.
There we go. Finally the chance for a
Got
break.
numbers.
Actually a 4 against 2 now. Ball going to be slid through it. Suarez who will feed it in to
what a
Ronaldo
ball,
into the
what a-
middle. There's Messi. Oh, Portland's got
Yes!
down, but it didn't matter. The ball cannoning off him and almost trickling there, I think, in the end. into the back of the net, and JANVYLAM, you see no celebration from him, keeping himself focused. He's behind 2-1, but there's a chance now for him to get back for a point.
There's a chance. A proper counterattack from JANVYLAM. 3-4 passes, find the ball in the back of the net. Very well done. Now we got to see if he can do it again. See if we can get another draw in this group.
And that's where Sarge now, as we were talking about earlier, if you've got possession, your opponent can't score, he needs to keep a hold of the ball. JANVYLAM showing that he can be dangerous on the counter. And he's got to run the clock down here. 10 minutes or 9 minutes in game, plus stoppage time still to go. And he's keeping a hold of it on this top side. Pogba, though, does finally lose out. Will we see another counter coming into effect? Suarez, Ronaldo, Messi all up front. That's a lot of pace you've got there. It's a dangerous trio. Is Messi going to fire it through to the feet of Ronaldo? He's going to chip it over the top here. It's Suarez off the left. He scored! 84 minutes in.
Unbelievable. 2 goals in 5 minutes. JANVYLAM, who looked left for dead. We were talking about what he was going to do in game 3 to maybe salvage some pride. Finds himself back in this game, 2-2. What a finish. Just like that. And I was going to say for everybody watching, when you're playing a game and your opponent knows that you're just having possession for possession's sake, you can defend in a different way because you know that he's not trying to go forward, he's just trying to keep the ball. And JANVYLAM has taken advantage of that mentality from Sarge, and now we have a 2-2 game.
And 85 plus stoppage, probably 2-3 minutes added on. There's still time for a winner in this one. Question is, where's it going to come from? There's a dispossession once again. Back heel from Ronaldo.
Back heel.
Doesn't go through. Now Sarge regaining possession. He'll want to win here. He's been up 2-0 for almost the entire game. As Ronaldo, again, can't quite find his way through. Now the chance for JANVYLAM to turn things around. Again, a ball over the top. This time, though, Messi won't get to it. With 90 minutes almost gone, are we going to see another draw?
Wow, what a game. What a game. Sarge is going to be kicking himself. This ends up 2-2. JANVYLAM's going to be feeling like a champ. Coming back from 2 goals down when he started to play a little bit more direct. But again, Sarge just playing possession for possession's sake really cost him, I think, in the second half.
Suarez here on the edge of the box. It's Jordi Alba, though. It will get rid of it. And there we go. Final whistle is blown. And it's 2-2 in the end. We talked at halftime that game was all about Sarge. The second half almost felt like he was all about Sarge as well, except those 2 breaks, which have got him right back into the game and won him a point.
Yeah, again, I can't emphasize enough that if you're not trying to go forward, the other team can defend in a different way because they can take chances. They can take risks trying to steal the ball, knowing that you're just trying to keep possession. You're not trying to do anything. There's no purpose to what you're doing other than to kill the game off. And Sarge got punished for it. So if he just would have kept going forward and kept playing the way he'd been playing up to that point, I think he would have won this game. But instead, now we've got a tough group and a very exciting third game.